So I'm going to show my handhelds today, a couple of them. I've been collecting them for years, literally, and I've shown a couple of them, but with my last purchase, I think I've made my collection complete. My collection being the handhelds that I had when I was younger. Now, I say had, but I didn't have all of these. I had them in my vicinity. My friends had some, my brother had some, and in most cases I was either not allowed to play with them or allowed to play with them for short periods of time. So the one game that I did buy for myself was the Bandai Missile Commander. This one, this I owned. And could play to my heart's content, basically. And I played that quite a lot. The funny thing is, though, that I didn't want others to play with this. Not just as a, as a way of getting back at other people, but I just didn't want people to use it up, basically, Not that it was going to be used up ever, but was running on batteries. Maybe that was it. So I sort of returned the favor to the rest of the world. But the other ones, like this one, and I'll show them in more detail. The Puck Monster one. This is the one that my brother had. I'd wait until he was out of the house. Usually I'd come home from school and he wouldn't be there because he would be doing God knows what. And I'd sneak into his room and turn it on and play. And sometimes I'd hear him come home, but I just couldn't put it down. I just wanted to keep on playing. So he'd catch me and he'd be angry for a bit. But I'd feel more busted than that he actually got angry with me. But he made clear to me that he didn't want me to play it, so I didn't get to play that very much. It was there, but it wasn't, in a sense. So getting that one is part nostalgia, but also finally getting to play the thing when I want to, and I get to play because I have them sitting right here at my computer, and every time I either want to start up like Minecraft or there's an update or whatever, I'll just pick up one of these and have a little play. It takes a couple of minutes, and then you're done. So the other one, Frisky Tom, I've talked about this recently. It took the longest time for me to realize that I could actually buy this again. I thought it was such a special unit, but that's basically because I thought that when I was young. My friend Iwan had it, and he would let me play it, but of course, I didn't see him every day, or I didn't see him with that every day, so the number of opportunities there were to actually get my hands on it were slim. But we'd set up, we'd get our handheld games together at some times, and of course my handheld games weren't nearly as cool as that one, but he didn't want to let me use up his games. So he'd let me, and then he'd take it back and have his own game. So it was always me watching him, wanting to play it, but I couldn't. So and that's actually a fun game. I've tried the arcade port, and I don't like that because it's much too large. But I should probably try a little bit harder, because it's not an easy game. It's like it's actually like this game. This is the one that I bought recently. It's Tutankhamun or Tutankhamun. It has both titles on it. It's an LCD game, but it's in a little cocktail cabinet format. It's really light, so it's basically all plastic. And I actually polished the plastic. I think they used it as a puck or something upside down on the table. It was all scratched up, so the the plexiglass, which is probably this is some sort of acrylic, it was scratched, and it had a bunch of shallow scratches. So Giles suggested that I use Brasso to polish the smaller scratches out. Hold on. Which I did, and that worked wonders. There are some scratches. I may be able to get them out if I keep polishing with Brasso for a while. And otherwise I'm going to really have to sand it down with a very fine sandpaper and then polish it again to get a perfect finish. But as it stands, it's really good. And the game is fun. It's sort of like the arcade game or the arcade ports. I don't know. Is there an arcade game of Tutankhamun? I don't even know. I know there's a console game. I know there's an MSX game. Tony Electric Adventures is a big fan of that game. It's a difficult game. Basically, they've sort of created a maze, but within limits. You know, it's still an LCD game. And there are bats and mummies that you have to avoid to get a key, and you get the key and you open the door, and after 4 doors you get to the pharaoh or something like that. So the premise is the same, but it's heavily simplified, but an enjoyable game. I like it, and the format's fun. So that one was one my brother had as well. Don't ask me why. My brother didn't like video games at all. But he had the Puck Monster and he had the Tutankhamun, and I don't really understand why he bought those, and I have no idea what happened to them. For all I know, although the chances are slim, he has it stored away somewhere. But I think probably gave them away, or sold them. Anyway, these aren't original. I just rebought all of them. The Tutankhamun is really, really rare and hard to find. I didn't pay too much for it. But it doesn't have a box or anything. I just wanted to have the game. So I'm going to record some gameplay on the couch here. It's a little awkward, but I set up the camera and everything so that hopefully you can get a bit of a look at them. So let's go. Let's have a look. See you later. So this is Puck Monster. It's by Gakken. I think there are 1 or 2 other manufacturers who make this, or who made this. LSI stands for Large Scale Integration, which means there's a lot of gates on one chip, or a lot of transistors on one chip, which was a thing back then to make your product look better with. So you'll see a lot of LSI devices, and it means nothing more than it's just a microprocessor on it. Obviously, it's a Pac-Man clone. It's got a switch that'll give you the possibility of 2 difficulty levels. To the left is game 1, and to the right is game 2. The game 2 is more difficult than the left one. The rest, the game is just the same as Pac-Man. You pick up pellets. There are some ghosts, and there are a couple of power pellets that you can eat, so that you can eat the ghosts, and they will change their behavior. The funny is that these things are indicated on the plastic, actually. This is the playing zone. These are the power pellets. You'll see them located there. This is how many Puck boys I have. It's funny. This thing isn't in pristine condition. It's got some plastic damage here. It's molten, actually. I mean, this is not cigarette damage. They're thin tracks, so I would almost think that someone has had a go with a soldering iron here. I don't know. It's a bit strange. On the back, there are the instructions. Well, it's basically what I just said. When Pugboy eats power food, going on and off, 20 points. His power increases, and the chasing monster becomes coward monster. It loses one eye and goes on and off. It flickers. 50 to 200 points. So it has some information about escaping from the chase. Pugboy eats a food, 5 points. If chasing monster catches him, it eats him up. So it takes batteries, 4 C cells, which last quite a long time. It also takes an external power supply, although, I'd have to work it out, but I don't know how. It didn't come with a power supply, so I sort of have to find one. Pretty large speaker. It's you may hear it, you may not. I don't know what the sound will do. The display is vacuum fluorescent. I'll turn it on. That's it. Oh, and we've started a game. I'll play it. The stick isn't super responsive. I can remember this from when we had it when I was young. We bought it new and it wasn't responsive then, so I got one ghost, got the other one. That was risky. Oh. And the maze actually changes between screens. Well, he was really coming for me. There's even a tunnel that I can go into. The monsters use it as well. So as you can see, it's a pretty. It's Pac-Man, and it's not arcade Pac-Man, but it's definitely. It beats the 2600 version. Whoa! Ah, he got me. So that's well, you know. I don't know if you could hear that, but those are the tunes that the thing makes. So this is Puck Monster. I think a cool device. I bought it for about 30. You can find them for 50. There's sometimes you can find them boxed, but somewhere under 100, you should be able to find one, and probably one that looks better than mine. But I didn't so much care about the way it looked. I was more interested in the game itself. So let's have a look at the next one. Now, this was made by Bandai Missile Invader. Again, this is the one that I bought. This was actually mine, not this one. I bought this later. I don't remember what I did with the one that I had. This is an LCD game. It's not the greatest, but still, this being mine, when the games that my brother had, I always wanted to play, but he never wanted me to touch his stuff. And this one was mine, and for some reason, I didn't want anyone to touch this thing either. So I can remember taking it to my uncle's house one day, and I just brought it with me so that I'd have something to do. But he took a shine to it, and he wanted to play it. But I took out the battery so that he wouldn't be able to. But my mom made me put it back in anyway. So simple game, Invader game. Also, it's missing the battery door. Test your shooting skills.
with push button, firing as you position your rangefinder and aim at UFOs. The Invader can also fire back at you. You get 50 missiles to fire and score up to 245 points. Now, that is interesting because the score screen is only 2 digits. So after 99, they switch to hexadecimal, which I thought was pretty funny. Let's have a play. I can't see it very well, but basically, I'm on the planet. I'm not doing very well. This is one of the ways to beat the game because the UFO usually ends up in the same place. See, the score is starting to flash now, and that meant that I've apparently used 50 bullets. Now, I don't know if you were counting, but I don't think I shot 50 bullets actually. So I've always doubted the accuracy of the game itself. As you can see, it's not very bright at all. It's just visible. It's just sort of a backlit. I don't even think it's LCD. I said LCD, but I doubt it. Anyway, again, one of the first games that I bought myself, a little handheld thingy. You know, there must be hundreds of this kind of thing made in Taiwan. I've never actually opened it up. But there you go, Missile Invader. Another Bandai game. This is Frisky Tom. This was also sold as Pipeline in France, I believe. The name is kind of, it's a handheld port of an arcade game called Frisky Tom, which has a much larger playing field. You can find it on MAME as a ROM download. I played it once and I thought it was rather daunting because I'm used to playing this small screen. But it's a bit unaptly named because if you look for Frisky Tom on eBay, you get all kinds of items that have nothing to do with video gaming. So this one goes for quite a lot of money. You can still find it boxed from Japan. I found a broken one for £60, but they usually go for anything between 200 and 300 pounds or something. So this one was much, much cheaper. It didn't come with a box. It is complete and working. Again, made in Japan this time. The object of the Frisky Tom game is to keep the water flowing through the pipes in order to fill the bathtub. The mice destroy the pipes, causing them to fall, and Frisky Tom must replace them as quickly as possible. You score points when you catch the falling pipes, repair the leaks, and attack the pesky mice. Bonus points are scored when you fill the bathtub. And when you fill the bathtub, you see sort of a naked lady sitting in the bathtub. Again, it operates on batteries, a couple of double A's, 4 of them. And there's room for an external power supply, which, again, I don't have, but, you know, they're pretty universal. Also a vacuum fluorescent display, so bright colors. You can play it in the dark, which is the good thing. And also, it has a sound on and off switch, which is also nice. So you can play it when everyone's asleep. Power it on. And it has a start button. So it has an attract mode, as you can see. I'll just start it. The music isn't... it's not very loud for some reason. So I pick up a pipe. Just hit a mouse. Fix the pipe. Fix the pipe. And then we wait for the water to flow. Oh, shit. When a mouse is on top of me, he can kill me, so he just did that. But they only... Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Now, there's a bomb on the left side that you have to defuse, but that's on later levels. Right now, we're just keeping the water flowing. Up. See? Naked lady in the bathtub. When I was young, I thought that was ace. Hit the mouse. Fix the pipe. Oh. Damn it. It's a challenging game. We're just on the second level and oh. Whack. Whack. Oh. Oh, I fell. And I'm dead. Well, I didn't get to see the bomb thing, but that's Frisky Tom. Then this is quite a... I mean, this is an entertaining game. My friend Iwan had this, and I was so jealous of him. I mean, jealous is the wrong word. I just wanted to play this game, but he always had dibs on it, so he played it, and then he'd let me have a go, and then he'd take it back again. Understandably, everyone who had this game didn't want to share. So, but this was cool with the joystick and everything. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy to have this. I play this game when I'm downloading something or waiting for my PC to boot up. I'll just turn this on and I'll have a quick play at it, and can turn it off at any moment, and then and that'll be it. So it's a very handy time killer just to have a little play at. So Frisky Tom. So this is Tutankhamun, or Tutankhamun, as it's also called. Now, I think we all know the arcade game that's been ported to many platforms. It's not an easy game. They've tried to make this in LCD shape as well. You can see the form factor. It looks like a little cocktail cabinet. Again, Bandai, made in Japan. 2 button cell batteries. I don't have the battery door. I thought of 3D printing one, but you'd have to have the design of it, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix this. When I bought this, the plastic was actually very, very scratched, so Giles Evo Halo gave me a tip to use some Brasso and polish the fine scratching out. There's some big scratches left, so I'm thinking of polishing it, but as it is, it's already a lot better. This thing doesn't have an on and off switch, strangely enough, but it does have a joystick and a fire button, because what you do, you're supposed to avoid the bats and the mummies and get the key, and then open the door. And when you do that a couple of times, the little Pharaoh block opens up and you go to the next level. And you have to open 4 doors for that to happen. And you get a limited amount of bullets. But this game doesn't turn off. None of the LCD games did. But on this one, it seems a bit strange. There is a little thing that looks like a button or a little storage compartment or whatever. I don't know what this is. I think this was meant as some sort of expansion capability or whatever. But I thought it was just a cute little thing. My brother had this, and he would not let me come near it. Funnily enough, when I told him that I'd bought this, the first thing he said, "Oh, we had this when we were young." No, you had it. I didn't have it. Let's have a little play. Press start. No, press game. Game start. There we go. Avoid the bats. The walls will change position in every... I can shoot the bats and get some points. Oh. Died. Will I be able to... It's just a matter of waiting until the key appears. There we go. Got the key. Open the door, and you can see a little block opening up there. Now we get the mummies. I think I got 4 bullets left, so I have to make sure that I don't spend them all before the because trying to stay out of their way is difficult. I made it. He almost killed me. I got to 3,300 points on this game, which I was pretty proud of. So now I'm firing bullets at bats and at mummies. So I have to conserve my bullets because I don't want to be caught without. I got the key. Haha, opened it up. Is that it? 4? No, I have to open 5. Or maybe 4. I didn't keep track. It's easy to waste bullets. See, he actually ducked my bullet there. It's pretty good. No. Oh, they got me. It's actually a fun game. I mean, LCD is always limited, but to actually write a challenging game like this. Okay. Now, oh, the door will open. No. Oh, this is the last one. Oh, crikey. Now, I've discovered... I'm dead. I've discovered that they don't move back. So once you can get like behind them, they're no longer a threat. But the farther you get forward, the easier it is to walk into a bat or something. So, but again, a fun game. And I don't know for how long we had it. I can still see the packaging that we had. But again, I played it a few times, and to be honest, I didn't think it was such a good game then. Now I'm thinking, oh, you know, it's fun. It's not too hard. As you can see, you know, I've opened like the first door already, almost, on this play. But these games are purely about how high you can get in the score department. So yeah. Tutankhamun, that's a cute game.